I tell the truth. That's what former President Donald Trump said when he declared that he will testify at the upcoming hush money trial in New York City. He confirmed that he's testifying and that he tells the truth. And the truth is that there is no case. The trial in New York City is the first of the election year for the 2024 presumptive Republican presidential nominee. Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to all counts. On his side are prominent real estate millionaires Grant Cardone and Kevin O'Leary. In another New York case, the ruling was heard by Grant Cardone, and he immediately told his team to immediately discontinue all underwriting on New York City real estate. Kevin O'Leary also said that the New York judge's decision to fine Donald Trump was unjust, appalling, and un-American. He said that the fact that he was found guilty, you might as well find guilty every real estate developer on earth. In that same case, New York Attorney General Letitia James is out for blood, as she is now nitpicking over the bond that Donald Trump already posted in a legal paperwork nightmare that some media outlets are calling more spiteful nonsense. Just a few days ago, the AG's office filed paperwork demanding that Donald Trump or the insurer prove within 10 days that they can make good on the bond, claiming that the state took exception to the sufficiency of the surety provided by Trump. Translation: more legal hoops for the former president in a case that has no victims in the first place. But Donald Trump's campaign isn't going to be deterred. In fact, his team just demanded early debates against Biden, saying that Donald Trump is prepared to debate Biden anytime, any place, and anywhere, and is already ready to face off right now, at least according to an open letter from the 45th president's campaign. So Donald Trump's advisors Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita fired off the message to the Commission on Presidential Debates, outlining the presumptive GOP nominee's wishes to go head-to-head with Biden much earlier than expected so that voters can get a sense of the candidates before early voting begins. Maybe they want to showcase to the people how far off Trump's mental acuity is compared to Biden's. Needless to say, sure looks like Donald Trump is raring to go, whether it be in the courtroom or on the campaign stage. And it's time we take a look at the legal political landscape and Donald Trump's place in it. You guys ready? All right, we're diving right in. So, attorney for Donald Trump, Will Scharf, confirms that the former president is going to be an asset witness on the stand, especially since the truth is on Donald Trump's side. Check this out.
I would say that I think if he does take the stand, President Trump will be a compelling witness. He did nothing wrong here. The truth is absolutely on his side. So that's a decision that's going to have to be made down the road. But one way or the other, I have full confidence in both President Trump and the team that he has around him.
Now, people are already calling the hush money trial 34 false felony counts. They say that they're more like misdemeanors elevated to felonies. People just can't help but thinking about how it matters who you are when it comes to this case. If you're the average Joe and you're unimportant, you get a slap on your hand, aka a misdemeanor. But if you're a former president running for office again and have a high likelihood to win, well, your charge gets elevated to felonies. In other words, they can send you to jail. So now people are questioning and asking, is this still the land of the free? Well, what I can tell you is that the former president Donald Trump is still fighting. He's set to face his upcoming hush money trial in New York City, and he's already said that he's ready to take the stand. He told reporters that he's testifying and he's telling the truth. And the truth is that there's no case. The new trial that's about to start is related to accusations that he falsified business records in order to cover up a payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 election. Now, before that, our ex-president and 2024 White House candidate made the announcement that he's going on the stand. Alongside with him, Speaker Mike Johnson. He's a Republican of Florida who was also in Palm Beach to roll out a legislative package aimed at bolstering election integrity. Donald Trump called his trial a scam and a witch hunt. He said that what they have done is incredible. He called the trial election interference and said that it's got to stop. Prosecutor Alan Bragg just this month charged Donald Trump with 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. The charges are related to alleged hush money payments made during the 2016 presidential campaign. Alan Bragg alleged Donald Trump repeatedly and fraudulently falsified New York business records to conceal criminal conduct that hid damaging information from the voting public during the 2016 presidential election. Now, of course, Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to all 34 counts against him, and this trial in New York City is only the first of the election year for the 2024 presumptive Republican presidential nominee. Manhattan Judge Juan Merchan is presiding over the trial. But Trump's legal team has filed a motion requesting Merchan be recused from the trial due to his daughter's Democratic-affiliated political work and his alleged hostility against former President Donald Trump. And many of his supporters don't think that it's a coincidence that Donald Trump's trial just so happens to come as he prepares to challenge President Biden for another White House term later this year. A lot of people are saying that if Trump were not running, there would be no charges, period. New York residents may feel these Trump trials another way, as millionaires like Grant Cardone and Kevin O'Leary, they're basically warning how this prosecution of the former president could ultimately lead to the tanking of the New York economy. As Grant Cardone said to his team already, immediately discontinue all underwriting on New York City real estate. This was in response to an early ruling against former President Donald Trump in a separate trial also in New York. Cardone's comments echo what Kevin O'Leary said in a recent interview, calling the decision to fine Trump unjust, appalling, and un-American. According to the multi-millionaire real estate mogul and Shark Tank star, the fact that he was found guilty, you might as well find guilty every real estate developer on earth. Kevin O'Leary believes that the ruling against Donald Trump will likely be overturned on appeal, but the consequences of the decision may hurt New York going forward. It shook New York investor sentiment so much that New York Governor Kathy Hochul had to try and calm the fear down that had been coming from the ruling, insisting that law-abiding, rule-following New Yorkers who are business people have nothing to worry about because they're very different from Donald Trump and his behavior. But hey, we all know whose side Hochul's on, right? My uncle, he said his eyes were wide open once he saw this double standard. He's retired and he's bored, so he started reading pretty much everything that he could about politics, and boy, he said, what a wake-up call. He said that these attorneys like Fani Willis, Letitia James, Jack Smith, and Alvin Bragg, they're all pathetic and should just go. But what do you guys think? And hey, speaking of Letitia James, make sure you stick around because we're also going to be talking about the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, and how she's nitpicking over that bond that Donald Trump already posted so she can give our former president a few more legal hoops to jump through. So stay tuned, guys. But first, just a quick thanks for you guys watching this video and for lighting up the like button. I really appreciate that, you guys. And I really appreciate you right here on YouTube. Now, if you haven't already, why not make it official? Hit the subscribe button, tap that notification bell. It's totally free to do so. And it also helps out the channel big time. All right, so let's continue with this one. So like I said, New York Attorney General Letitia James is nitpicking over Donald Trump's bond, and people are already asking whether her only job is attacking Donald Trump. Now she's going after former President Donald Trump for posting bond on the $454 million civil fraud lawsuit that she already won against him in February, a step that he has to take in order to appeal. Now, we've already talked about this in previous videos. Donald Trump posted the $175 million bond provided by Knight Specialty Insurance Company to temporarily prevent James from snatching up Donald Trump's towers and other assets, an outcome that she's been raring for since the judgment was passed down, while he continued to fight the ruling in an appeals court. But now, Letitia James' office has just filed paperwork demanding that Trump or the insurer prove within 10 days that they can make good on the bond, claiming that the state took exception to the sufficiency of the surety provided by Donald Trump. Now, according to legal experts, this does nothing except gum up the appeals process, and it makes Trump jump through more legal hoops unnecessarily, all for a case with no victims. You know what this is about? This is about whether Donald Trump overvalued assets to acquire loans that he paid back in full. Yep, paid the loans back in full, and even the banks themselves, including the likes of Deutsche Bank, one of the largest banks in the freaking world, claim no harm, no foul on their end. And hey, Trump supporters aren't missing the fact that these legal challenges are just right smack dab in the middle of a campaign season. That's why Donald Trump's campaign team is raring to go. In fact, they just released an open letter calling out Biden and challenging the president to an early debate. In their words, Donald Trump is prepared to debate President Biden anytime, anyplace, and anywhere, and is ready to face off right now. Trump's advisors Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita sent the letter to the Commission on Presidential Debates saying that Donald Trump wants to go head-to-head with Biden much earlier. The idea is to give voters a chance to really understand the candidates before early voting kicks off. Currently, 3 presidential debates are set for September 16th in San Marcos, Texas, October 1st in Petersburg, Virginia, October 9th in Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, Donald Trump's team argued that those dates are too late in the cycle given the popularity of early and mail-in voting. They said in their letter that voting is beginning earlier and earlier, and we saw in the 2020 elections, tens of millions of Americans had already voted by the time of the first debate. Specific to the Commission's proposed 2024 calendar, it simply comes too late. So they say that the commission must move up the timetable of its proposed 2024 debates to ensure more Americans have a full chance to see the candidates before they start voting. And they would argue for adding more debates in addition to those on the currently proposed schedule. They reiterate that President Trump is willing to debate anytime, any place, and anywhere, and the time to start these debates is now. Well, looks like it's your move, Biden. And we'll be right here watching every second of every day. So make sure you don't miss anything, guys. Hit the subscribe button, tap that notification bell for the latest updates on Trump's legal trials and the politics in this 2024 election year. So let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are these real, fair legal cases that they're throwing at Donald Trump, or are they just election interference masking itself as justice? Share your opinion down below, guys, and I'll make sure to read it before the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.